a little special announcement. You may have seen the spin-off series Take It to the Game on the Wrestling Republic's YouTube channel, and you're just wondering where's that gone since WrestleMania? It's coming back, but it's gonna have a new home on Twitch. Yes, we air the daily show on Twitch as well, but it's gonna get even more fun. So we're gonna be streaming all wrestling games, Call of Duty, FIFA, anything. I will even take in some requests of what games you want us to play. That's going to be starting on the same week when Raw is going to Netflix on Tuesdays. So yeah, be sure to join us and be sure to obviously subscribe to us on the Twitch channel at Wrestling Republic. It's going to be a fun time, so be sure to look out for that. We got a jam-packed episode, but first, I like to play a game, and it's obviously the return of blind rankings. Of course it is. Oh my gosh! And I actually sorted this out, and I messed it up. There we go.
I do have to say, after the last time I was on here and Soul completely screwed up the board, I am very much looking forward to having a solid crew not screw up the board this time.
Well, you say that now, you're probably going to be tearing your hair out with this one, but yeah, this should be interesting for sure. This one should be interesting. So, Jordy, you've been on one of these before, haven't you?
Yeah, I'm not good at it. I always put things in the wrong place, and
I get the panel.
No, I'm probably the opposite. I get too excited about things, put them too high, and then end up with like something subpar in like number 2, and I'm like, oh no, what have I done?
That's what Soul did to me last time. He took like block 2 and 3, and I'm like,
well, then we're going to have some fun, Anthony. Here we go.
We're going to have some fun. Obviously, This is Coby's debut on the blind ranking, so I'm sure are you aware of the rules?
No, I can imagine what they are. Yeah.
You have to do it like this.
Use my mouse and figure out where to click.
Yeah.
But post-production, he adds graphics and moves things.
Oh, of course. But obviously for the viewers at home,
I can imagine.
Yeah.
For the viewers at home, obviously, if you haven't seen this, so basically, if and you don't watch TikTok, blind rankings is where I give these guys a subject, and I give them obviously a possible participant. What how could I say? A certain person in that subject, and obviously they just got to think, like, value where they would rank them, and they could put them in the right place, or they might screw themselves over, and which I put that in number 2.
You don't know what a future thing is going to be.
There you go. Yeah. I think you probably need to describe this bit more than that in future.
Yeah, you're going in blind because you don't know what's coming next.
Like the last time was it debuts or returns was your big thing, and it was like, the Hardys were mentioned, the WrestleMania. We were all expecting the Cody and the Punk one to come in somewhere on these things. So,
Yeah. And this one for this episode, we are doing the top 10 worst WWE finishers.
Ooh. Okay.
So one's the worst?
Yes, one would be the worst.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Cool. So obviously, Coby, since you are the returning person at the table, you get the WMD. Where you putting that?
Oh, Big Show's punch.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I mean that's kind of funny. The WMD, because it was the weapon of mass destruction.
Yeah, no, I understand what WMD stands for.
I thought it was just called like the knockout punch or something.
Yeah, I was like, who does that move? But go ahead, Coby.
Thank you.
Hey, I'm doing my job. I have to explain it to people who don't know because Big Show hasn't been in the company in years.
You want to explain who the Big Show is?
I don't need to. Wow, I don't have to explain the Big Show, but I can if I need to. I don't think it's as bad. I don't think it's that high. Personally, I'm going to go 8 because I think there might be a little bit, might be a couple better, but I do think there's much worse because in retrospect, a knockout punch is hypothetically a good finish. Obviously, nobody is doing knockout punches anymore, and it's not a move that's being bastardized, but it's at least a move that hypothetically and psychologically should work well. So I'm going to go 8.
Cool. All right. 8 has been taken. Right. Anthony, your one is the Worm.
Oh God. Now is this the Scotty Duhati one?
Yes.
Okay, this is the Scotty Duhati one.
Yeah.
I want to go 10, but I'm not. I'm gonna go. Trying to think if there's a worse one. I'm gonna go 9 just to be on the safe side. There might be something worse.
All right. Cool. 8 and 9 has been taken. Jordy.
Yeah.
You get the Cobra.
Nah, that's going at 10. That shouldn't even be on this list. That should not even be on this list.
Jordy,
that should be on the list of best finishers of all time.
Here's the thing. When you asked me, Chaos, in my head, I was going to go Worm 10, and I went, no, if the Cobra's on here, that's 10. Thank you, Jordy, because you just made mine fine.
Get it out of here.
Wow.
It's an elite finisher.
Wow. And just when I thought it couldn't get any worse. All right, cool. Back to you, Coby. Your one. Overdrive / the Playmaker.
Oh, I was gonna say, yeah, Overdrive is what they call. I'm pretty sure what they called it for Orton, and then the Playmaker. Is that
that's MVP's move?
Yeah,
MVP.
Yeah. I thought so.
It's I do kind of think it's a weird move, and I like it's almost like a leg assisted neck breaker, if I want to describe it that way. And of course, if one is worse, I think it's pretty bad, but I don't know. I'm trying to think what's worse and if there is worse.
I know.
That's okay. I mean, I'll go a multiple of 8, or not a multiple, and another even number. I will go 4.
4. Okay. All right.
Really?
Fair enough. Okay. So 8, 9, 10, and 4 has been taken.
Okay.
Anthony.
Mm-hmm.
This should remind you of something. Trip to the Batcave. Bastion Booger.
Oh God, I don't even remember I don't even know what the hell his move was.
You remember Bastion Booger?
I know of him, but I don't think I've ever actually watched him wrestle.
Oh, fair enough. What his one was? It was gross as hell, and all he did was like literally sit on the guy's face.
Oh, okay. I'll go 7.
7. All right, cool. Fair enough.
That's as low as I can put him.
All right, so 8, 9, 10, 4, and 7 has been taken. Jordy.
Yeah.
John Cena, the Lightning Fist.
How dare you come anywhere near me with a John Cena move? Right, what do you mean? What's the best? What's the best number available? Where's the highest I can put him?
1. I'm joking.
No, 1's the worst.
You know what I feel like Chaos is giving Jordy all of like the friends. Like Tino's friends with like Truth's gonna be on here at some point.
Listen. Right. Where are we at? 4, 4, 7, 6. Is 6 available?
6 is available, yes.
Right, fine, put it there.
I mean, it's a protected finisher. So.
Yeah, it's true.
I mean, that's the only move that stopped John Cena from beating Roman Reigns in 2021.
That is true. That's true. All right, cool. 6 has been taken.
Okay.
Coby.
Yeah.
Your one is the dress code, which was done by Vito when he used to be in a dress. Big Vito.
God. Yeah, I know. Big Vito.
I know him. I just don't know what the
I
move
want
is.
to
He
know
literally,
what
he
it
literally,
is.
basically, he obviously put his face covered, like put his dress over the person and did like a submission While obviously the dress
okay,
was
gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, so what I can find is someone said it was the Code of Silence, which was Carmel. Also, Carmel's
basically that. Yeah,
submission.
but with a dress. Yeah.
But with a dress assisted Code of Silence.
Yes,
is
you
what we want to call
it. Yes.
It's a very technical name for it.
Some way.
It's for added damage. The dress is added damage.
Hey, you can't see where. No, the dress helps because then he can't see where he's trying to crawl to if he's trying to get a rope break. I mean, it's got to help.
And also for traumatization. But yeah, go on. Yeah.
I mean, I think the fact that it, like you said, it's a submission, but it was a like you said, dress code. It involved a dress. It involved a silly gimmick. I'm gonna put this at 2.
Okay. Number 2. All right. So 8, 9, 10, 4, 7, 6, 2 has been taken. All right.
I think it's 1, 3, and 5.
I have no idea what 1's gonna be. I'm dying to find out.
I think it's 1, 3, and 5 are still available to my knowledge.
Yes.
Anthony.
Yeah.
This one depends on what you might feel a way about this. Bailey to Bailey suplex. Bailey's finisher, former finisher.
Oh, I don't really consider that a finisher, but
it was like her old.
No, I know what it was.
It's not. Yeah, it's not. Yeah,
I would go 5. I'll go 5 with that. I don't think it's a horrible finisher, but
middle of the road. Get off that fence. You've left us with 3 and 5. I was hoping I was going to have 5.
You get 3, and one of you are getting 1.
Yeah, so it's my decision.
It's Jordy's decision because I don't get a choice of what I get to put.
However, I'm going to pretend that it's your fault, Coby.
Coby, I was literally in your spot the last time, and Chaos, the last one, was Punk's return at Survivor Series.
Yes.
And he called on me anyway, and I went, I think I'm going to go with 1. I was like literally the only one left. But go ahead.
All right. Oh shit! I lost it. Hold on 1 second. All right, Jordy.
Yeah.
Jeff Jarrett, the stroke.
Where do I put this?
I mean, it's a front Russian leg sweep, essentially, is what it is.
You break it down like that, you destroy the whole finisher.
It's the Miz's move.
Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna go number 3 because it's funner that way. Because then it's out of our hands. It's out of our hands. Well, it's out of my hands.
You absolute cop out.
Well, it's absolutely in my hands. That's a complete lie.
May I ask this question? Did you purposely want that as number 1 just to screw with Soul because he's a Jeff Jarrett fan? I have to ask.
No comment.
I didn't get a denial, so I knew that.
Fair enough. Moving on. Number
Coby.
1.
Coby, what are you saying?
Coby, your one is John Cena's STFU.
Oh God. Jordy, you screwed Cena.
Oh God.
I think there's been some tomfoolery and some fixing going on there. I think.
I mean,
what's wrong with that finisher? Well, it's a crossface. What do you mean? What's wrong with it?
It's John Cena. It's the way John Cena implies it, which completely just nullifies the effectiveness.
I don't know. I wouldn't want to be squeezed between them forearms, like.
Chaos, I gotta say, I'm a little surprised.
Contrary to popular belief,
we didn't get the Rock sharpshooter or his crap shooter, as many people call it.
Yeah, but that was entertaining. With the STFU, I just like.
The one thing I'll give The Rock, The Rock always looked like he was in pain when he was doing it, and he always sold like it was killing him. He always sold like it was absolutely destroying him. It's like, why? Why does it hurt you that much? It's not a figure 4. Like,
He is like that. That's a quad burner. So I totally get it.
True.
Quad burner.
I mean, every time he did that move, your only thought was somewhere Bret Hart is crying.
Yeah,
I'm glad I handed that off to you because I don't think the STFU is a bad finisher at all.
No, it's not.
I think it's nice for him to have a submission in his locker.
You guys fucked the Canadian here, and I can't sit here and say you.
Are you the Canadian?
Me. I am the Canadian here.
Just to clarify that.
You screwed me. And I mean, obviously it hurts me as well. I'm not identified as the John Cena fan like Jordy here. But I mean, John Cena's childhood, man. Come on. It pains me to put STFU at number 1.
Better you than me, brother.
You forced my hand and putting the worm at number 9.
Cobra.
Like, come on.
Hey, listen, he put the Cobra at number 10. Jordy screwed himself twice on this.
The Cobra's elite. The Cobra is elite. In hindsight, maybe I should have put Lightning Fist higher up.
This is the beauty of the blind rankings, ladies and gentlemen. This is the beauty of them. That's so. Final topic. Well, if we might try squeezing the Jay Cargill thing, but yeah, I want to talk. Obviously, even though it's Survivor Series season, we're coming swiftly into Rumble season. Even though it's in the wrong month for some idiot booked it for February. I don't know why, but but yeah, obviously we usually fantasy book who we would like to see in the final 4 and who would ultimately win the Rumble. I feel like this one, to be fair, is the most open-ended Royal Rumble. I honestly can't even call a favorite, and that's why I rather go into really. I'll obviously, if someone asks me who I want to win the Rumble, I will give my say, but there's no outright favorite, and that's what compared to what it was last year or the last Rumble, I'm quite happy going in, just blind and just enjoying the ride and see what they do with it. But like I said, instead of talking about the final 4, I wanted to obviously gauge your guys' thoughts on who would you want to be the first 2 entrants and actually your top 3 first entrants in the Rumble, because obviously they're the ones that usually set the pace. I mean, they kind of did it in this year's, where you had Naomi and then Jordan Grace in the women's, and then you had Jimmy and Jay in the men's. They set the pace. Sorry?
It was Bailey and Naomi, wasn't it?
No, it was Jordan Grace and Naomi.
Jordan Grace was
Jordan came during the match. She was
was it? Oh, I thought she was 2. Okay, maybe it was right.
I'm with you, Chaos. I thought she was definitely early on.
She was early.
Was she like 3 or
she was like 4 or 5, I think.
Okay, fair enough. She was definitely the early one, so I could be wrong.
I want to see if I'm
right.
no,
wait, what? It was Natalia and Naomi this year.
Right, yeah.
So
Jordan Grace was 5.
Right.
Okay.
All right, cool.
Okay, fair enough.
I wasn't too wrong.
I apologize.
No,
but
Bailey
still,
was 3.
Okay, fair
Bailey
enough.
was 3, right.
All right,
she was in it for a fucking while.
Yeah. But either way, they set the pace, and you saw a return to Naomi. So you had
Jimmy
that.
And Jay was this.
And yeah, Jimmy and Jay was the first and second. So what was So I just wanted to get your thoughts on who would you want to be in your what would be the top 3 that you would definitely think will set the pace, or who would you fantasy book in the top 3? So instead of doing one apiece, just list your 3. And I'm gonna go with Anthony on this one to start off. Who would you list who would be your top 3, top 2 in the Rumble?
I mean, listen, for me, just in general with this whole thing, I don't know who's gonna. It's tough for me to say who's gonna start. I could see matchups in there, sort of rivalry. I mean, you can go Miz Truth. You could do that type of stuff because they've been teasing that. You could do that in there. You could do Cross and Howdy. I think the match we want to see at least teased would be Roman and Jacob, because I think that's the match that people want. You could do Braun and Fatu if you want. I think a lot of it's going to be tease stuff. I think that would be the gist of it. For the women's, the men's, I'm not really sure. The men's, I think either Roman or Punk is going to win the whole damn thing. But I just don't know who's going to start this stuff. For the women's, I think Tiffany and Naomi could be a nice start up for that. I think Asuka would be a nice surprise, followed by maybe Charlotte, because no one's expecting either one. Well, people are expecting them, but maybe not 1 and 2 to start it. The other one, I think they could have a lot of fun with it, picking back up where they left off with the dumpster match. Michin and Chelsea, which I think they might come to head during the US title tournament. So I think there's a lot of options, and the women's roster is so stacked. When you look at NXT, and then they could bring in people from TNA as well, which is the same thing with the men's. Like that, there's so many options with this, and it's so open-ended. The only problem with the current Rumbles is, and this was not a thing back in the day, where they treat it as if you're on a match on the card, you're not in the Rumble match. Like, when I grew up watching this, okay, you wrestled. All right, but you're still in the Rumble. Like, most of these people were still in the Rumble match. So that kind of eliminates some people. I mean, they'll throw some people in, but a lot of times they're like, oh no, Kevin Owens wrestled this match, therefore he's not in the Rumble. I don't agree with that. I want to be surprised, and that's why the Rumble is probably my favorite match going in every year, because you don't know what's to come. You don't know who's coming out. You don't know necessarily who's going to win. When it's not predictable, it's the best stuff.
100%. I think the last person that did it, that worked twice in the night, was probably Lesnar, and that Rumble sucked.
Can I say I did have this one thing? I know I threw this out at Clark a while ago. The Rumble, for the past few years, Cardona has teased his return to the company. This is honestly how I would do it. I would give him the Mick Foley treatment. I'd have him go out and come out as Zack Ryder as the first one. At some point, he gets eliminated and then comes back out as Cardona. That's what I would do.
Okay.
So then we get a woo.
Yes, you get a woo. And everyone thinks, okay, it's done. He had the nostalgia one, and then he comes out serious as Cardona, which leads to his return as Cardona. And that satisfies everybody, and he gets his 2. But somebody will complain and go, he took 2 spots.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll be the
somebody
guy
in NXT could have had that spot.
I mean, I'll be the guy that does that.
That was supposed to be Moxley's. That was supposed to be his return.
Yeah.
I mean the thing is we're in a weird state where they've gotten so much talent that if that happened in a 30-man Rumble, I'd like the moment, but I'd have some salt.
No, I'd be okay with it, because
I would.
Realistic, I don't have an issue with it, because realistically, he's not going to win, and whoever spot he took wasn't going to win anyway. So at least you got a moment out of it.
Yeah. I agree.
I mean, it's a tough.
Listen,
it is tough. It's going to suck for someone.
I actually do think they could benefit going to 40 permanently.
You're crazy.
It makes sense to stay 30.
No, 30.
That's what irks me. Is if it is 30.
Listen, if he gets an extra entry so that Sean Spears doesn't get that spot, I'll live.
No, not Sean Spears. Tozawa.
Tozawa or Otis. Like, realistically, they got no shot.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
At least
might as well get something. Yeah.
I mean, at least get us something. It's all about the moments. Like Jordan Grace coming in. No one expected that. You could throw Moose in there. There's Joe Hendry. You say his name.
I think Joe Hendry has to.
I mean, honestly, if I was doing it, I'd have Joe Hendry be the one to eliminate Cardona, whether it's as Ryder or as Cardona. That's what I would do.
Yeah.
And Matt can go to TNA.
He's been there. I mean, Nick Nemeth is certainly a possibility to pop up.
That'd be so weird.
He'd have to come out to it. Oh, you don't know. It's weird. That's crossing weird lines. That is Nick Nemeth, but he's Dolph Ziggler. As soon as he goes down the WWE ramp, he's Dolph Ziggler again. That's the thing.
But here's the thing: if he's still, and I don't know if he will be, but
call him what you want. But
if he's still the TNA World Champion, like that's there hasn't been a men's. There has not been the TNA World Champion has not appeared on WWE TV.
It's always been on the women's.
It's the women's, and the only men's that was ever held was Zachary Wentz is the X Division champion. They're the only ones that have ever appeared on WWE TV. So if you're going to do it, I'm okay with it. And Dolph is beloved anyway, so it doesn't matter.
No, 100%, 100%. Very strong picks. Very, very strong picks. I'm just gonna throw my ones in there. Probably one you wouldn't be. You wouldn't even. I don't think you'll be on your bingo card. First one, if in the men's, I would say Carmelo Hayes is number one. His number two would be Trick Williams. I feel like and just the feud picking up from there. The crowd with Trick Williams' theme song. I mean, come on. Like, that'd be fucking hype. Absolute hype. And then Booker T comes out of nowhere, slaps the flipping headset off. He's like, oh, yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
You'll know Trick is going to be in the Rumble with Booker T if they put Booker T in the comments.
That's what I'm saying.
There is no way Pat McAfee is not in that match. He's going to be in that match. It's in Indianapolis. There's no way
he's always in it.
As long as he doesn't do what he did this year. As long as he doesn't do what he did this year.
I thought it was funny. I thought it was funny. And I genuinely don't. I don't know if Pat knew about that. That was how it came across to me. His reaction and the way that Cole couldn't even keep a straight face while saying, "Go on, Pat, it's you." It looked to me like, and Pat was like, okay. It looked to me like, I don't know, maybe somebody that was embroiled in a bit of controversy.
I think Cole knew that he was going to be in the commentate. Like, Cole was genuinely surprised that he was there. So
it was around the time the whole Brock stuff was going on, and a lot of people thought that he took Brock's spot. Everyone's saying, "Oh, Braun took Brock's spot," and I was like, "No, Braun took Brock's spots and did the moves and eliminated the people that Brock was going to eliminate. But in terms of actually taking his number, I think it was Pat." And I don't think they told him. So like, I enjoyed it from that respect. Thought it was funny, but no, I know what you mean. He can't do it again. He's got to do something a bit different this year.
No one has been more liberated by Vince's departure than Michael Cole. Like his genuine reactions to stuff because he doesn't know it's happening. My favorite is when they bring Pat out and he doesn't know Pat's there. Because it's a general like, oh my god, and I'm like,
the funny part
they love each other, don't they?
Fuck.
The funny part of this is, and Pat has talked about this. Michael wanted to get rid of him because he showed up in shorts one time, like when they're in the beginning, and now they're like BFFs, which is just the funniest damn thing.
It's hilarious. No, they're definitely a great duo. Who did I say? Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams. My second pick would be CM Punk as number one because I think he came in at number 28 last year. So put him a bit, put him on the other side of the spectrum. Punk, and then number two would be the returning Drew McIntyre. Oh, have another brawl.
It was 27.
Yeah,
I mean, 27. Yeah, close enough. Yeah.
You're really going to test that injury. You're going to start at 1. Chaos is like, oh, you went at 28 last year?
Run it back, baby.
Now you're at 2 and start with Drew. Because it would have been Gunther, but he's got the belt. It's like when they that's like when they brought Cody back. Let's test that pec out.
He can't know. He was 30.
He was 30. He was 30.
I know, but still, he got slapped around by Gunther.
I hate Cody. Cody just in general has to like hold here, and I panic because of his pec constantly. Like every now and again in a match, he'll just hold his arm a bit weird, and I'm like, "It's gone again! It's gone again!"
Honestly, that is.
It's like Randy with his neck and back now. Anytime he goes like, I'm like, "Oh, Randy's done. He's done. He's done. We'll never see him again."
Well, honestly, like that's the whole thing. Like that is one of those iconic moments when Cody took off the robe. Everyone's reaction went, "What? Like that's got to be. That can't be real."
Yeah.
And then when it was real, you're like, "How the hell is he working this match?" Like it was just like.
No, I love the reason being because it can't get any more damaged.
It's
fully torn anyway. There's not going to be more damage.
That shows that the old spirit of this business and this art form of pro wrestling, it still exists. And when it can be flexed, it can. Like that was Triple H's call to say, no health and safety, mate. Not a chance. You're not doing it. He just went, mate, it's on you. I understand. I've been there and I would go out, so I can't stop you.
There's no way a waiver was not signed. Like just from
a
liability standpoint, a waiver had to be signed.
Yeah.
Just the trust that Seth had in him, because they were taking like suplexes, and I'm like, this arm is useless. Like your pec is torn. Like what the like?
Like that Harry Potter scene where he's got no bone. Like,
I'm like, it's absolutely an insane spot. Yeah,
but Cody's a madman. So that's
absolutely. That's old school mentality.
Yeah,
on a whole nother level right there.
100%. A dying breed.
Mm-hmm.
And finally, number one, I would put Jey Uso. And this one will be a surprise entrant because there's actually rumblings of him talking about coming back. I've got some bad news. Ray Barrett. That'll be a nice pop.
I would love that.
Now is he getting up from the announce table or is he coming out from the back?
I think that's him and Drew in my head. So that's why he's taking Booker's place. Booker's taking Wade's place on the panel, so we can get man.
Nothing would be funnier than if they put an announcer out there, they get in the Rumble, and then the next guy they pulled out also goes in the. It's like all night.
It's a conveyor belt.
And at one point, Cole's going, Corey, you're not going in, right?
And then he goes, well, anything is possible in the Royal Rumble. You know that man is cleared.
And then it's like Byron Saxton.
I was about to say Byron ends up on the panel.
I know your ass ain't going in. I ain't going in. Like
that's the one time JBL shows up to come back to commentary.
Yeah.
And it's like, you're getting physical
right now, so. That anything's possible.
Yeah, exactly. You're getting physical again. Why are you here?
Listen, that would be absolutely hysterical if he's the one that eliminates Ryder.
That would be hilarious. Who else would show up? What, Matt Striker? Fucking
Ron Simmons just to come out there to go, damn.
The fuck is this Rumble? Like, what the hell's going on? Oh my god! All right, cool.
I think it's the Boogeyman.
Oh no more Boogeyman, please.
With Swoggle. Swoggle's under a Legends deal now. Swoggle's entirely.
Swoggle's under the ring at all times.
He's busy doing podcasts with Taker right now. He's busy.
Honest to God, did you watch that? It was phenomenal.
I haven't seen it yet. I downloaded it, but I haven't seen it.
Okay, listen. Within the first 5 minutes, the funniest thing, they make some comment, and somebody sort of mentions Vince, and Swoggle goes like this. He goes, "It's my dad. We're not allowed to talk to him about him anymore."
Nice. Kayfabe is still real.
Yes.
Fair dues. Let me just run off the women's. Women's, I put in Roxanne Perez and Charlotte Flair.
Okay.
Bianca and the returning Becky Lynch.
Mm-hmm.
Even though she's probably nailed for the Netflix show, isn't she? Most likely.
I think that's when she'll
probably say, "I'm going to be in the Rumble."
Yeah, like, no shit. Like, yeah. And then this is a write-off now, but I did put in Jade Cargill and Io Sky. I don't know why.
She can come back. It's
Jade might be back by then.
Pushed it to February. Maybe that's why. Maybe they thought crystal ball went. She's gonna get injured.
Yeah, she's gonna fuck her shit up. Yeah.
So I saw like 3 months. So I mean, end of
neck injury. It says it's 3 to a possible year.
Yeah.
Like it could depending on the severity.
Oh, poop.
So I just love the fact that like despite the injury, they flew her in and went, just lay like this.
Here, let this makeup artist put.
Well, I think they did it to Rhea as well, right? Or was that just a fully kayfabe injury?
That was real.
Yeah, so they got Rhea. Come on, like, I know you're injured, but just show up and we'll stage it a bit.
Well, like that's the thing. They're like, somebody just like move her leg in the certain position of going, it doesn't look real enough. We need to turn it a little.
Anthony, someone beat her up. What did we just say? Kayfabe is still real. Somebody beat her up. That's what happened.
Could have been Vince Cena. No one sees him anyway.
John would never. Now is not the time for a John Cena heel turn.
Vince is
It's
gone.
never a good
He
time
was
to
the
do a
one that
fucking
was
heel turn.
preventing the heel turn.
Don't. It genuinely keeps me awake at night a little bit sometimes.
Listen, how much bent up heel energy does that
I know.
man have? He's been denied the final boss. We need the final.
I'm telling you now. John Cena will be. I think John Cena will be at the Crown Jewel next year, fighting for that ring. Mark my words. Yes, I don't know how we'll get there, but that just screams John Cena.
Because the Prince wants.
It might even be Cena versus The Rock. Like, that wouldn't even shock me on a Saudi show for the last time ever.
Right. I mean, listen.
Oh God!
If we get another Saudi show before his career is over, Titus needs to do another slide.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
That is the great. Listen,
we're being silly.
Listen, when you're talking about genuine moments, and I don't consider that a Royal Rumble. I don't care if they count it in the numbers. It's not a Royal Rumble.
They don't.
No, but they've sort of tried to claim that a few times because they called it the greatest Royal Rumble. Like, it's not the Royal Rumble, but that is the greatest moment out of any Saudi show. Is him sliding because the announcers lose it.
Legit.
And here's the thing: that could have ended really badly. Because if he slid, he could have went into a pole. It's any number of things.
There's all sorts of hydraulic springs underneath that ring as well.
You got
he went right under the ring frame. If his head's a little lower, he is gonna go right to that metal frame.
And how many times they have ladders?
But he did, so it's funny.
Like, I mean, they literally could have knocked him out. Like, he could have.
I'm glad we can laugh at it though.
Oh no, yeah, because he's fine. So I mean,
that's what I mean. I'm so glad that he is fine because otherwise we couldn't laugh at it. It's so funny.
I mean, they made the shirt for that, didn't they?
Yeah, with his feet sticking out.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of sad that like that is your defining moment in this business. Like, really, like that's the thing people think of. I mean, maybe he's got a run in him that will break that. I mean, listen. Nia's first run, I mean, she was famous for inadvertently creating the man and the infamous "my hole" moment. Now she is on the run of her career. Like, this is everything that they wanted for her beforehand. So like it's kind of in the rear view mirror, but like
my question is how much is it? How much of it is on her? And how much of it was on the booking and the producing? And I don't know.
That's always the question, though, isn't it?
Things happen, but like I think the thing is Triple H knew what to do with her.
I think a
lot of gave her a main event with Rhea Ripley. Gave her the Queen of the Ring. Gave her the title at SummerSlam. She's in the running for Women's Wrestler of the Year right now.
I think it's a combination of both, but I also think there's a maturity factor that went into that. Like there's you learn from your previous mistakes, but it is the booking. The booking is a major part of that. But part of that booking is because you've earned that type of booking, and she's doing that. So it's a combination of both. But there is no question, like, she continues on this run, future Hall of Famer possibly. Like, I mean, you're looking at that.
Wow.
Yeah. I would not have said that the first run. The first run, you wouldn't have said that.
And you could tell
there would have been a time they would have probably brought her out still, regardless. But knowing who they bring in now,
deserving, not the Coco induction where you just threw him in because he was a name, but like a legitimate earned one. Yeah, there's nobody who would question Nia going in someday, assuming this is the run.
And you can tell that there is, as you can tell with probably a majority of the wrestlers there, that there's a sense of freedom. Whereas I feel like she was very restricted. Like, obviously back then it was just like everything was ruled with an iron fist. And I want you to act like how I'm obviously portraying it, and you got to just copy it. And, but right now you can feel like she has a personality now. It's more of her, like, or mixed with Nia Jax with a bit of her as well as a person, mixing the character. And that's why you can feel more of a connection and more related to, not related, but you know what I mean? Like,
and it works with Tiffany too, because off camera,
They're genuine.
they're legit.
Yeah, they get along, yeah.
And that's what makes the best stuff. That makes
that came from a flight. That came from sitting next to each other on a flight randomly. And
I think it was a European tour. I think they were on the bus. I think it was on the bus. And
it might have been Australia. You might be right. Yeah. Last year's chamber.
But
this year's chamber.
That's always the best stuff. And then when they feud, you bring out the best because you know people's timing, and it just works. Even though they were at odds, bringing it back to Survivor Series a few years back, the Charlotte Becky thing, as tight as they were, and then they had issues with one another, and they created magic. Despite the fact that they had issues with one another, they still trusted one another and put together a great match, and they have not faced each other since. So that's entirely a possibility for that face-off at some point during the Rumble, where Charlotte comes out and Becky's, and there's that stare down. At some point, it's going to happen. And regardless, they're going to create magic whenever it is.
Yeah, 100%. Has everyone given their top three? No, Coby, you're next. My bad. Sorry. This is what happens when we go on a tangent. I think I'm gonna have to do this in 2 parts. But sorry. Anyway, what's yours, Coby? It's so good.
Okay, I'm gonna start with the women's pairs right now, and to me, there's 3 options that contrary to what Anthony said about being uncertain about the men's, I think this is where I'm more uncertain myself. Based off of the stare down we saw on Raw, I think Bianca versus and Rhea Ripley 1 and 2 would make sense and be solid, because they obviously both haven't not inflated, but they both have egos. They're both top stars, and the tension's there. That's a future WrestleMania main event, and it's going to be interesting. The other one, the one I really don't have hope that would happen is Bayley and Becky Lynch. Bayley obviously isn't going to be champion. She can be a 1 or 2 again. Obviously, she's not going to go the distance again. But the Becky one also is, I don't think she returns in the Rumble. She probably is going to return on Netflix. But it's going to be interesting. And then, just what Anthony said. I could see 1 and 2 being Becky and Charlotte Flair, just because then we know the history, we know the past. We can truly play on that, and it would work out well. I think. To me, the men's is where it gets interesting, because the one that stands out to me is Kevin Owens and Randy Orton. We know Randy Orton's been taking off time. He's getting the break, selling the pile driver, selling the injury. He's not done. He's not done. He'll get his return. And I think that return could be at the Rumble. You get number 1, and you got Kevin Owens, and then number 2, you got Randy Orton. That very much could be the Mania match for these 2 men, if they want to continue it. And I think that's a way to kind of not reignite it, but at least go, oh yeah, these guys are still going to be enemies right now. Randy Orton's not going to return to WWE programming and not go after Kevin Owens. So I do think that makes sense to be in the Rumble. The other one to me is one, obviously, like you said, we want, more than likely, Roman and Jacob Fatu is going to be the miles better match. And whenever that happens, it's going to be very well done. But right now, I personally do not see a PLE or event, because I know there's Saturday night main events coming, but I do not see a PLE in the future where Solo Sikoa and Roman Reigns have a match that's not WrestleMania. I do not see it happening at the Rumble. I do not see it happening at the Chamber, and it's obviously not happening at Survivor Series. Saturday night's main event, maybe, but I don't know. So I do think 1 and 2. I do think Roman at 1 and Solo at 2, or vice versa, could work as well, because those are 2 egos that would make a lot of magic, being the first 2 entrants. The other one, to me, probably is more fantasy, is Seth and Roman. We saw the tease of Seth going, oh, I'll never team with him again. Next time I see him, I'm stomping his head into the mat. Just seeing those 2 people come out in the Rumble, and to see Roman Reigns look at him, and then you're going to have Seth Rollins fuming, and he's going to have his hatred. And this is the future WrestleMania match. If it's not next year, it's going to happen again. It's going to happen eventually. There is going to be an eventual blow-off match between these two. I don't know when it happens, and that's what I'm interested in, to see it when it happens.
Solid. That's fair dues. I mean, the Roman and Jacob one, I'll be very interested in for sure. Definitely, I think that would be. But I just can't imagine Roman being number one though. I don't know why.
I don't think he'd be number one, but I've had him winning this thing because I have a feeling they may go triple threat, and I've been saying that. I would love to see KO take the belt off of Cody actually at Saturday night's main event, because I think just shock value, and it kind of frees him up. I could see Kevin Owens making a deal with The Rock, and The Rock screws Cody, and that sets up that match, and Roman can get tied in. There's a number of things. Like I that's why I think it's going to be triple threat, and you don't need the belt for it. Because it's 3 big names, you don't need the title. It's not necessary. It's not necessary for it. Marquee wise, you don't need the belt. It's The Rock.
Put that silly People's Champion belt on the line.
No, because you could do KO against Orton at Mania with a title, and that and you can pull the trigger on that to give Orton another title reign, or he puts KO over. There's a number of different options you could do with that.
I mean, if there's a guy to dethrone Kevin Owens, it's Sami Zayn.
That's who I would do it with. Honestly, in all seriousness, that's who.
I don't think it's at Mania, but that would be
no. But
that would be my next choice.
That would be the move
after WrestleMania.
If Sammy doesn't get Gunther's, then yes, it's KO's that he gets. That would be my thought. But I don't think Cody needs the belt going into Mania if you're doing that triple threat. It's not needed.
No, I agree.
The first Rock Cena didn't need it. Rock Hogan didn't need it. You don't need it. When you have those big enough names, why waste the title on that when that could promote another match?
From a business perspective, though, having your first Mania in the Netflix era main event to not have the belt in it, it's not a great look. That's the only thing. That's the only thing I would say.
True.
I think it's also tough because the title's also
and also who's winning the Rumble, because you have to main event Mania. So you're going for the title shot.
Sheamus opened WrestleMania beating Daniel Bryan. They don't have to do that way. Yeah. They do not have to. But
then the whole outrage.
That is the tagline.
And the whole outrage about what Cody was mad about last year is pointless. Then that's the thing.
But Jordy, I agree with you that it should main event. However, I think the 2 best stories need the main event, and that's what happened last year. Obviously, the women's Royal Rumble winner did not main event night 1. One was made
Bailey was booked awfully from the moment she won that. She wasn't even promoted. She wasn't even on the posters. That's a joke. That was bad.
But the point being is there is precedent with that, so I do agree with Coby. But at the same point, Netflix is going to look at it going, wait, we're getting The Rock, Roman, and Cody.
And Cena will be on the card. Cena will be at the event.
But then to me, why wouldn't they go, yeah, that's your title match? Instead of that's just
they could because
you don't need it in that.
I think personally,
here's the
this is a personal thing, right? And I think you guys will agree, right? As soon as The Rock is involved in a title fight, I don't think The Rock's going to win that because he ain't sticking around for long. So that's why any fight I want The Rock in, I don't want there to be a title involved because I want to believe that he might win.
There is more unknown without a title involved because any of those 3 can win. And also, like I said, you could put that title, that can hype up another match. The title is, I don't want to say it's a prop, but it is something that you could hype up. But you don't need that with The Rock, Roman, and Cody. You don't. There's history there. You don't need it. What you do need is Netflix not crashing like the Tyson Jake Paul fight.
Yeah.
Because the last thing Chaos wants is to see the final boss come out in Survivor Series, and you guys just see the circle
buffering like me.
If you want, what's going on?
That would not be good.
Well, I want to know what he's cooking. What was
everybody.
There'll be the messages in the chat. What was The Rock cooking? The Americans. What was he cooking?
We'll never know.
Oh yeah, we're gonna learn about hard times. Definitely, if that happens. Fuck it. All right, fair enough. Yeah, me personally, just to wrap it up regarding The Rock and stuff. Yeah, I think even though it might not be for the title, but I think Netflix kind of cares about having as many eyes on the product as possible. And like you said, if you have all three of those, I don't think it matters whether the title is on there or not, because at the end of the day, you've got your biggest moment last year with the title. And yeah, at the end of the day, it's all about numbers. It's all about numbers right now.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, WrestleMania as a brand, as a whole, it doesn't matter what's on the card.
It doesn't matter
because it's WrestleMania. It is what it is. It cracks me up when people go, "Oh, what are they going to do with Mania this year?" You don't care. You're going to watch it. It's WrestleMania. Yeah. Like, are you kidding? You're all going to watch it. It's Mania. Come on.
And the best part about it this year is on my birthday weekend. It's gonna be so good. It better be fucking good.
Nice. I'd see the Rumble falls for me for my birthday. Nice. I'm literally, so I'll be watching the Royal Rumble, wake up the next day and fly to Disneyland Paris for 3 days. So it's a good weekend for me.
He was looking for an opportunity. No, it's a great weekend. If Cena won it, then Jordy would lose his mind.
No, that's not going to happen. No,
I don't think that's going to happen. I think they're going to allude to it and they're going to tease me. But I think he might win the Chamber. I don't think he'll win the Rumble personally, but we'll see about that.
Has he won the Chamber?
No. Oh, yeah.
He has?
Yeah,
I think he's lost more than one, though.
Didn't he?
He's definitely lost more than one.
He won the Chamber, and then wasn't he cashed in on?
Yeah, by Edge. Okay,
yes.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No way. New Year's resolution.
Yeah.
I think he'll win the Chamber, but that's not the question anyway. That's not what we're playing. We're playing starters. We're playing starters of the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, Jordy.
And I certainly don't think he'll start. And I'll run through my selections pretty quickly, because we've all got beds to go to. But
my bad, Jordy. I didn't know you did yours already. My bad.
No. Yeah, don't worry. It'll literally. So I mean, if anyone tunes into the Tuesday Daily, you'll know I've been crying for this for the longest time. Gunther and Kaiser as 1 and 2, I would like, because they would have no choice but to fight, and I want to see that happen.
I just want to watch the world burn.
I want to see Imperium fall. I want to see Kaiser do his own thing, which, in all fairness, looks like he's getting to do now without Imperium falling. So fair play. Second one would be Dom and Jey Uso. Just because of the whole thing with Rhea that had happened. You're getting probably, maybe your biggest crowd favorite in Jey Uso, like maybe they're not the face of the company, but like the one that maybe makes the most noise against the top heel. It's just a good dynamic to start the match with. I think you're going to have yeets and boos, and you know what I mean. And then another one, so this is more fantasy, is Seth and Punk. I would love that. I would love them to just they wouldn't even need to throw hands for like 3-4 minutes. They'd just stare each other down and I would be so glued. So they're my 3 for the men. Little shout out. I think Dom and Joe Hendry would be hilarious because again, you've just got the boos in contrast to the cheers that Joe Hendry would get. But for the women, I did have Jade and Bianca as well. Because I thought it would have been good. Obviously, we're not going to get that now. Tiffy and Nia, I'm putting in. I think that'd be interesting. I think I've been wanting to see a cash in and wanting to see this kind of unravel. To see it start there would be fun. Rhea and Raquel, I just think it would be great. And I think you've got that thing of like Rhea, if she's at full fitness, she can go the distance, she can go the length, she can go from 1 to 30. So it's like, could she? In fact, she did it, didn't she? She was number 2 and won it. So it would be a very much like, can she do it again situation? I And obviously the Raquel thing would be great. And this is just proper fantasy, but Nikki Cross and Alexa Bliss. Just because of obviously the Wyatt 6. I know Alexa Bliss has been teasing on social media that she's training and that she's ready and wanting to come back, and is saying to people like, keep an eye out, wait to see what I do when I'm back, and like all this stuff. I think Alexa Bliss is going to come back. I think she will come back at the Rumble. Whether she'll come back in number 2, I don't know, but I think she's been alluding to it a lot. So I would love to see a Nikki Cross and Alexa Bliss face off because of obviously all the Wyatt history. But yeah, that I always went my first pairs were more realistic, and the last one was just like, I would love to see this.
Yeah,
you're gonna be a lot of editing to do, man, Jordy. God damn it, bro. All right, cool. No, I'm joking.
I gotta be honest.
I need to move my router or something.
What I would love to see, and I know I know a few people have said I'm wrong with this. If they do Roxanne in the Rumble, I would love for AJ to come back and toss her out, and the stand and deliver match is Roxanne against AJ. In all seriousness, because she wants the match, and none's preventing her from appearing on the main roster at different points. But doing stand and deliver, I think she'd like to do that personally. I could be wrong, but I could see her wanting to do Roxanne, and it's more likely there than it is the main roster. I mean, you know what I mean? Like as her as women's champion, I think it's the smarter play, and AJ would have no problem putting her over there. You know what I mean? And I think
my only concern would be is the Julia and the
but that's fine
because Roxanne, one of them would have to have the title by then.
No, but if they don't, and Roxanne is still the champ, I'm just saying, if she's still the champ on that, and because she could hold it for one more show after that, and then drop it to one of the other two, and then go to the main roster when they do the draft. They could easily do that, but like, I think no one would expect it, and that's why I think it would work.
No, 100%. I would love to see that. I just want to see AJ back on my screen, like whether it is in the Rumble or something. She'll be a good one on 2, like, or 1 or 2, I should say.
Usually, isn't it like 3 to 5 was usually the first surprise because AJ Styles was number 3 the year he came in.
Was it?
And Jordan was like 5, and Jordan was 5. We talked about.
Yeah.
So it's usually the first major surprise is usually within the first 3 to 5. Usually, if it's not in 1 and 2.
Yeah, that's true. I just like it's just right there. There's no reason for her not to show up, but yeah, like Punk always said, like when she has the itch or when she's ready, she will let us know. So we'll see what happens.
Bailey was throwing hints at him backstage at Survivor Series. It was on there going, "You're bringing her in, I'll do what I can." Everyone keeps asking them.
Yeah,
everyone wants to.
It just has to happen. Don't do no power couple shit. Don't do no power couple shit. I don't want to see another one of Baron. What he did with Seth and
Baron and Lacey.
Yeah. I mean, honestly,
Baron and Lacey.
I do think AJ will come back. I don't think it'll be a run. I don't expect her to really do a run, but I could see her doing maybe either a really small run or matches once in a while, almost like a Trish type deal.
Yeah.
I could see her doing that because I'm sure she has the itch. I think she does. I mean, she wouldn't have done heels if she didn't have some type of little bit of itch.
Yeah.
But I do think once she gets in the wheelhouse,
the itch is going to grow.
Yeah, because Seth, when she sees how happy, Punk is, she'll be like, and he keeps pushing it. Like, he's not going to publicly say it, but I'm sure he's throwing hints going, listen, like, it's not the same place that we left. Yeah.
100%. Fair enough.
That's another one that keeps teasing is Trish. Keeps saying, "Oh, I can't wait to do it again."
I think
she keeps hinting there's more runs.
Trish is always a possibility. I mean, she's in great shape. She could definitely do it. That's another one you could possibly do. You have Trish in there. Lita could be coming in for her receipt. Because remember, she got taken out. So
they're doing conventions again now. The best friends.
Yeah. You know what I mean. Technically, on screen, there is a receipt to be had.
That's true. Yeah, that's a possibility. Why not? I'm here for it. They're great. But But yeah, fair enough. Let me know in the comments as well if you agree. What would be your top 3 entrants in the Rumble as well? Let us know in the comments.
In the words of Karrion Kross, it's been over 2 hours. I would think Jade is dead.
Quickly, all right, just quickly write it off. No long setups. Just say the name. All right, Jade Cargill. Obviously, she got laid out. Real glass, Cry Me a River. And we obviously everyone's obviously putting out theories around, putting up videos of like certain things. I just want to get your thoughts without no hesitation. Don't think about it. Who do you think actually attacked her? Jordy, go.
Mae Young. No, I think it was probably Naomi. It was probably Naomi. That's what I'm going with.
From beyond the grave. Okay, go for it. Anthony.
Honestly, the same thing Jordy said. Naomi. If it was Mae Young, it could have been her son in the hand.
And that amazing costume. Yes, definitely.
I mean, listen. His father put people in the Hall of Pain. Would that not fit?
Yeah, sorry. Yeah. Anytime I think of Mark Henry, I just think of that long riff.
That was the best one when he was watching the show. And Sean's like, I don't want to sing the song. I was like, sexual chocolate? No, not sexual chocolate. And then you said he didn't have the tone, and then you did it.
I know. I couldn't help it. So, Coby, who you got?
I think this is the way we get Heel Bailey back.
Heel Bailey. Okay, so this is all like an elaborate ruse. Well, I wouldn't put it past her.
Who do you think, Chaos?
Yeah.
Who do I think?
Yeah.
He forgot he had a pick.
Yeah, that's right.
No,
it's like you weren't expecting the answer.
Same people. And I'm trying to do a swerve, and I can't think of anyone.
Britt Baker.
I mean, Lash is always possible. It's clearly AJ.
Yeah, he did a reverse flipping Styles Clash. Wait, no, you mean AJ Lee? You mean
AJ Lee? No, AJ.
Oh, my bad.
About AJ Lee.
AJ Styles clocked her with a Styles Clash.
No, the other AJ just Pele kicked her into the windshield. Do we know the whereabouts of Jack Perry? Because
she was in very much like you draw a chalk line around her, murdered, wasn't she?
That's what I'm saying. It was something for Family Guy. It was just like it was just fucking just lay it out. I loved it. Definitely a beautiful self.
Little bit.
It's gonna be Lady Tapa.
Who the fuck is Lady Tapa?
Yeah, I don't even know.
TNA Beast they had.
My bad. Okay.
I mean, listen. Nia could certainly have put her through it. The obvious guess, if it's not Naomi, is Bianca.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think Bailey's the obvious one. I think Bianca's not the obvious one. I think Bailey's the obvious one.
Who said it on the daily today? It's not going to be the most obvious. It's not going to be the least obvious. It's someone that's in the fucking
Clark.
Yeah, and I feel like
the person you most medium suspect.
Yeah, yeah. And I think it is going to be Naomi because I think for the people that doesn't read the dirt sheets or look into anything like the casual viewer,
will be surprised.
They'll be.
Because somebody put a picture like she had this look in her face like during the whole thing, and it's like, well, if you're all suspecting Bailey or you don't trust Bailey, it's not Bailey. Like if you're so it's not her.
That's why it's a genius play from Naomi because she knows Bailey well enough to know, and Bianca well enough to know that Bianca will think it's Bailey and that Bailey will react badly if Bianca accuses her, so she can just sit there and play the puppet master role. It's a genius move. But if it isn't Naomi, I'm going to look stupid.
I mean, the thing is that, like, obviously, previously with the old regime, it was always clean cut who it was going to be. Like, obviously, when Shawn Michaels got his head
telegraphed,
it was telegraphed. When Big Cass took out Enzo, we all knew it was likely him. With now, there's more.
It was never telegraphed Eric Rowan taking out Roman Reigns.
Well, that just made no sense. We're talking, logic here. I mean,
it's telegraphing is spotting the obvious, isn't it?
Listen, I don't expect shock value like Swoggle is the bastard son of Vince McMahon. I don't expect that type of shock value, but I would think it would be Naomi would be the obvious. Lash, obviously, in NXT. It could be somebody from NXT, too, that took her out. But Naomi's an obvious. Bianca's obviously.
Yeah.
We know we're getting that match at some point. Unless something catastrophic happens, that match will happen. But I think everyone expects Jade to turn on Bianca. The smart move is Bianca to turn heel.
Yeah, 100%. She's teetering.
That's the smart move.
For the longest time, she's been doing some heelish shit, saying some heelish shit.
I think her and the Profits both need a heel run.
Well, I said it. So on the SmackDown review show, right? Dawkins was talking about snakes in the grass, but it was so unclear who he was talking about, and it's like, oh, could he have been talking about Bianca? Because he knows what she's done. Because he was like, oh yeah, be careful of the snakes in the grass. But it's like you're talking about three people who there's no one backstabbing each other.
Give him a look?
No, but they were all wearing. They were in the all black. They were in the all black suits. So it's never a good sign.
100%, man.
It's like wearing a hoodie, innit? It's like you might as well just write heel on that.
Right. And that's one thing I love about this era is like there's a lot of like potential deep cuts or like the subtle things that you got to look into. It's not clean and cut or so obvious as it was in the
nuanced.
Nothing is funnier to me than when stuff like this happens. Like the last year with the Punk return. Did everyone, no matter what broadcast it was, if they said the littlest thing, the internet went, "Oh my God, they're referring to Punk," and they're like, some of these hints weren't hints; they were just statements.
It's Corey Graves having fun,
but it's just kind of funny where like everything becomes a Bruder film. Like everyone's going, everybody's studying every little piece of frame, and going, "Wait a minute." I saw a letter there in the promo video. They did that with Jericho for years with the Save Us thing. They like, oh, this was like,
remember 2012? The end of the world is coming.
Yes.
First fucking Jericho.
But like I remember the screenshots for Save Us. Like people would screenshot and going, "Oh,
people looked into it hard."
They were like, "This day corresponds to a Sunday Night Heat match that he had in Miami." Like it's the weirdest, and none of that stuff was there, but people looked for it. So
I mean, hell, there was one time when Shinsuke did a GTS randomly, and people said, "Yep, Punk is definitely coming to WWE," but that was way before.
That was the other one. Wasn't they? Didn't they? Corey mentioned the Devil promo. Like the infamous, So I mean,
every ever pulled was convincing the world he didn't.
Yeah, I mean, Now that one he was just screwing with people.
I mean, Corey Graves didn't know. He was just like, this will be fun. Like, I'll just be able to screw with people. Like,
I mean, listen, that's the whole thing. When you're able to screw with the audience, and you don't even know if it's true or not.
Of course, he didn't.
Yeah, nobody like that's what makes it gold. When you're able to kind of do stuff like the build up with Cody when Cody came back at 38, and it was just they kept hinting, and we were all looking at different things, and we're going, oh, he said this and he said that.
The dreams were dashed.
Well, Jay Uso said that they did a rewatch of last year's War Games match and that Punk moment. Jay Uso said it was so cool to get to see that because I was just one of the fans. I didn't know it was happening at all. If Jay Uso was stood in the ring and didn't have a clue it was happening, then there was probably like 3-4 people probably that knew. I think there's more than they let on. I think there's more than they're currently letting on, but I think it was still a small handful of people.
It was 100%. A small handful of people, and then the only people that kind of really 100% knew were the people who were in Gorilla before he went out.
And Steve Austin.
No, Austin knew because he took a
texted him,
texted him, and Austin's like, what?
Handsome Steve Austin.
Yeah, and then he texted him afterwards and went, that may have been one of the biggest pops I've ever heard in my life, which is the coolest thing in the world. I mean, listen, if you're sitting out there, to know how close it came to not happening is so wild. Like that it went down to literally the wire that he almost did not come out. It reminds me of one last thing. This was years ago. They did an Unforgiven in '98 in North Carolina somewhere. And this was when Flair was at odds with WCW. He was on the outs. He was circling the building. He almost came out that night, and it never happened. They never came to the agreement. So this reminded me of that immediately when he was like, listen, I was in the parking lot. I was not under contract. I was not under any contract. I was sitting there. And it's just so cool that the fact that they were able to pull that off.
Yeah. 100%. One of the greatest moments of all time, on without a doubt. And speaking of moments, this is the moment where we're actually going to end the show. It's been over 2.5 hours. Oh, it's crazy. This has been a while since we've gone this long, but it has been jam-packed as I promised. And who knows? I'm gonna have to split this into 2 parts. But yeah, it has been a great episode, and of course, I couldn't have done it without this esteemed panel. So thank you very much, Coby. Thank you very much, Jordy. Thank you very much, Anthony. And thank you to all that's actually listened to here. Actually, to prove that you've actually watched this whole episode, I want to put what words should they write in the comments?
What finisher was number 1?
John Cena.
In our blind ranking. In our
John
blind
Cena.
ranking at the beginning of the episode, what was number 1?
No, that was number 10, actually.
Yeah, that was not. Yeah, you fucked.
But right, Cobra.
Right,
Cobra.
So yeah, what was the number 1 worst finisher in WWE history? What was number 1? So put it down in the comments, and yeah, you receive a golden star from us as well, and a thank you. So yeah, other than that, I have been the host Chaos. He has been Coby. Down below has been Jordy in the bank. Over there has been Anthony. And this has been Take It to the Table. Until next time, guys. Peace.
Chaos.